So today in this video I will be talking about the differences between append and extend method. As we know in list there are two types of methods which perform insertion, or we can say addition of elements at the end of the list. It means it will not insert in the middle, but it will insert elements at the end of the list, and that is done by two methods, append as well as extend. But there is a slight difference between these methods. I will be discussing about these two methods in this video. At first I will be talking about the append method. So for now I have created a list, I have defined a list which has different types of elements. As we know, list is a heterogeneous list, contains heterogeneous elements. It contains integer, string, boolean type value, float type value. It also contains repetitions of elements. So I have created a list that contains different types of elements. So I will be performing here a different addition of elements at the end of the list using, at first I will use append keywords. The first line, let's uncomment this line. Yes. So at first, okay, before that, let's just print the list and show you what it shows in the output in the terminal. Let's just clear this. Type Python, size for 5, enter. So this is my original list, and now if I uncomment this line, so this line basically says uh, addition of one element. See, I've already given one element over here, which is 10, and I've printed. Let's see what it gives. If I run it, yes. So it's showing that the 10 is inserted at the end of the list, as I said, that append inserts element at the end of the list. Okay, now let's uncomment this line, comment this line, and uncomment this one. So this is a list itself, 10, 20, true. I have also given this a mix of elements over here. So, and it is nothing but a list itself. So I can also insert a list at the end of the list. So let's see the output. I am showing you different type of elements that can be added. So over here, as you can see, the list is inserted as a whole, as an element in the list. So this is kind of, you can say, a nested list, a list inside a list. Okay, and again, if I show this line which has a string as an element, so I want to insert a string as an element, and now if I print it, yes, it's showing Django as a whole. So it is a string which is inserted at the end of the list. So this is what append does. It will insert element one by one at the end of the list. So this is what append does. Now let's uncomment these lines and now come back to extend method. So for this I have created another list just to let you know, just to make understandable. That's why I've created another different list which is B, and I have given the same values which I've already given over here. So now I will be showing you what extend does and how it is different from append. So okay, for time being, let's just not come to this line. Let's come over here. If I want to run this, as you can see, I have given a list as a parameter. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to insert a list at the end of the list as I did in the append. But there will be a slight difference over here. If I run this, okay, as you can see over here, so I have given a list, a complete one list as an element in the parameter. So I want to insert a list, but as I've used extend keyword over here, extend method over here, so the list, the elements are splitted in values. So as you can see over here that the list is inserted at the end. So list itself is not inserted at the end. Rather, each element of the list has been added at the end. So now we can say that this is the difference between append and extend, that first append extend both takes argument only once, but in case of append we can take argument as an iterable also, or as one value also. It can be string, it can be any integer type value or float type value, or it can be any iterable like list, tuple, string. But in case of append, I have to give an iterable as a parameter. It can be list, it can be tuple, or it can be a string as well. Now if I give list over here, so what it does is it each element of the list or the tuple, all the iterable, will get added one by one at the end of the list. So now if I give, so let's just comment this line, and if I want to print this one, so as you can see I have given string over here. So string itself is an iterable. So now if I print this, unlike append, it will, the string, the word Django as I've given over here, is splitted. Each element has been inserted one by one in the list. Unlike append, where as you can see over here only, unlike append, where append does is, if I want to insert a string, it will insert any iterable or a value as a whole as one element at the end of the list. But if I use extend, the iterable will get splitted up, so each element in the iterable will be added one by one at the end of the list. So this is the difference. Now if I try to insert a value other than iterable, let's see what it gives. It is showing an error. See, type error is showing int object is not iterable. So the int is not an iterable, it's a value, and value cannot be, so extend cannot take parameter as a value, it takes iterable as a parameter, it does not take a value as a parameter. So this is also one difference between an append and an extend. Append takes a value as parameter, it can take both, it can take a value or an iterable as a parameter, whereas extend will only take iterable as a parameter but not a value. So the conclusion over here is, so this is the difference between append and extend. So what append says, it adds a single element to the end of the list, whereas extends add multiple elements from an iterable to the end of the list. So it will take iterable as a parameter. See, argument type accepts a single element, any data type, and extend accepts an iterable, list, tuple, or it can be a string. And the resultant is, yes, length increases by 1. Since I have said that append will insert element one by one at the end, so the length will also get increased one by one. But in case of extend, it does not. If I give an iterable, the iterable can be a length of 5 elements or 6 elements, more than one element. So the length will also get increased by the number of elements in the iterable. Use case when we want to add one item, then only we can use append. If we want to merge another iterable of the list, then we can extend. We can use extend method. So this is the ultimate difference between append and extend method. So that is all from this video. I hope you enjoyed and understood. Thank you so much.